I'm Kohai.
And I'm Senpai.
And together we're Kohai's Collection.
So it's been a few weeks since our last upload, but we've been doing a lot of stuff, and we're happy to showcase that for you.
We made the executive decision to unbox, only the last 2.5 years of figures we've been collecting. But we knew we had to be realistic because we definitely weren't going to get to everything. So it took forever.
Yeah, we went from like having 3 1/4 bunny figures to literally having an entire shelf of them. So it's almost as if like half the collection that we had stored away was like all 1/4.
But now that we finished, we're going to make a showcase video. We're really proud of our collection and excited to show it off. All of the stuff that you've seen in the studio, you may see some updates if you've been following us, plus the PC game room, which our YouTube followers haven't seen yet, will be included in this video. So look forward to that in the near future.
Yeah, and as we stated in the prior update video, almost all those unboxings that we just did of that collection are going to appear in Senpai's showroom video, many of which are going to be 18+.
Yes.
We really like it.
We really like it. We really want to show it off. So that's kind of a quick update on what we've been working on. However, there's also another important update. After doing our first 3 reviews, we noticed something that we want to change.
Yeah, it's a trend that we don't like, so we want to make an adjustment to it. It has to do with our rating scale. Now, it's a simple adjustment, but it's something that we want to correct now while we're early on in these review videos. It's still something new to us, and we're trying to kind of dial this in, but hopefully this will be like one of the only minor adjustments we have to make for a really long time.
We noticed that essentially we have too many points in our artistry section, and one of our categories is really redundant, specifically character personality captured.
Yeah, we noticed that in our first reviews that if a figure scored high in the 2D versus 3D category, they inherently scored high in the character personality section. And we can easily argue that the character's personality and their essence, it's really, found in that conversion from 2D to 3D and the art that we see of them. So it is just a redundant category. So we're going to eliminate that.
So what we're going to do is this. We're going to take those 10 points and reassign them to modeling and paint. Therefore, each of those categories will be worth 15 points instead.
Yeah, now that we've done so, it makes more sense to also define kind of 2 overall categories. So now we have artistry like we had, and now production. And it feels a little more balanced to us. Ultimately, just because a figure kind of captures the essence of a character and it matches the artwork, the production quality still has to be done extremely well. Point value wise, it feels more balanced. And also by extending those point values out from 10 to 15, I feel like we can give a more accurate score, like in particular for paint. We can actually do a 15 out of 15 versus trying to kind of round up to 10.
For example, Prince Eugen, I still don't know if I'm saying that right, but we gave her a 10 out of 10 on her paint. However, there were still a few flaws in her hair, but giving her a 9 out of 10 or 90% didn't feel right, felt too harsh. However, with this new system, giving her a 14 out of 15, we can be more specific. In comparison to Laffy, whose paint is terrible, she still scored high because her artistry scored high. Ultimately, we felt like she ended up scoring too high because the production shouldn't be that forgivable. And this new system allows for that. I mean, you want the figure to capture their personality and to be cute. However, you still want it to look good.
Yeah, especially if you're paying so much money for these. So the main point of the video is this. With the adjustment of this scale, we need to re-rate the 3 figures that we've reviewed, and we're going to use this new scale moving forward and like all the other reviews you're going to see. Now we're going to pin a note to all the figures that we reviewed so far, point them to this video, and we're even going to post a document that has like our leaderboard and all the points value that these figures have been receiving. You can even sort from like what figure scored a 15 out of 15, and you can see what figure fell within those categories. So it should be really neat. Again, we're learning as we go, so we want to go ahead and make this change now before we've reviewed like 20 figures and are attempting to like undo this. So hopefully this will be one of the last changes we make, and hopefully the next change would only be like if the hobby changes dramatically, like all the figures start including voice boxes or something random, and now we need to add a score for voice boxes.
So we've already gone through and readjusted all the scores for the figures that we've done reviews on. So I'm just going to go in release order, starting with Rim, Her original scores were an 8 out of 10 on both paint and modeling. And for her 2D versus 3D, it was a 10 out of 10. Now, with the new adjusted score, her paint is an 11 out of 15, her modeling is a 12 out of 15, and her 2D versus 3D is still a 10 out of 10. That brings her original total score to an 87 out of 100, and the new adjusted score to an 84 out of 100. For Prince Eugen, her original score was a 10 out of 10 on paint, a 9 out of 10 on modeling, and a 10 out of 10 on 2D versus 3D. Her new adjusted score is a 14 out of 15 on paint. Modeling, it's a 13 out of 15, and her 2D versus 3D is still a 10 out of 10. Bringing her original score to an 85 out of 100, and her new adjusted score to an 83 out of 100. Finally, for Laffy, her original score was a 4 out of 10 on paint, and a 4 out of 10 on modeling, a 9 out of 10 on 2D versus 3D, because there was no pig butt, okay? And now her new adjusted score is a 6 out of 15 on paint and a 6 out of 15 on modeling. And her 2D versus 3D is still a 9 out of 10. Bringing her original total to a 73 out of 100 and her new adjusted total to a 67 out of 100.
So after the adjustment and seeing the results, we feel that they're more accurate. Everything dropped down a little further, so this leaves more room up top for better figures, and we do feel that there are better figures even in our own collection. So hopefully as some of this new stuff comes in that we're reviewing, they can start to match some of those qualities that we see from some of the top figures that we own and be in that 90 category. And more accurately, it increases the spread of what we already were seeing. So a 73 for Laffy felt too high, but a 67 feels more accurate.
Well, that's it for today's update.
Our next review is coming soon, we promise, and as well as a flood of Senpai showroom videos, and we hope to get to the room tour here in April.
So if you like these kind of videos, please subscribe. We appreciate all of y'all's current support and comments, and we're over 400 subscribers, so that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
No,
I liked it. You can just be like, I'm Kohai.
I'm Kohai.
I'm Senpai.
Well, until next time, bye!